Hi everyone, this is Coach Fierros. In this video, you're going to learn about SMART goals. So you're going to need your SMART goals packet and you're going to go to pages 10 and 11. Okay, so you're going to work on pages 10 and 11 for this lesson. All right, in this lesson, you're going to give examples of barriers to goal setting and how you're going to overcome these barriers. Now, the following pages must be completed before completing this lesson. Page 9, page 13, pages 14 and 15, and page 12. If you have not completed any of those pages, make sure that you go back to the video that is okay, and then make sure that in this video it's titled by the page number of the SMART Goal packet. Okay? You're not going to be able to understand this video if you do not complete those pages below. Let's go ahead and get started. Barriers to goal setting. Okay, now barriers means pretty much like challenges that might prevent you from meeting your SMART goal. Okay, sometimes it's very easy to just set SMART goals. Okay, but then later on things happen, plans change. Okay, there's a lot of things that happen in life that might be preventing us from meeting those goals. Okay, and that's what barriers mean. But then if you're aware of the barriers that you might encounter when it comes to goal setting, okay, then you're going to also know that you can overcome them. Okay, so so basically is you're having a solution to a possible problem. Okay, so barriers to goal setting. Let's go ahead and read this slide. Barriers to goal setting are actions that hold you back from reaching your goals. It is important to recognize those barriers so you can avoid them and problem solve before it becomes a problem. On the next slides, you will find different barriers that you may have to overcome when reaching your SMART goals. And after reviewing these slides, you will find your barriers and you will explain how you can avoid them. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now there are lots of barriers to goal setting, but I'm only going to teach you 8 of them. Sorry. There you go. Okay, I'm only going to show you 8 barriers. Now, let's say, for example, you set a SMART goal, but after setting the SMART goal, you still do not believe that you will reach your SMART goal. Okay, that's already a barrier. Okay, now how can you avoid that type of barrier? Well, you could build self confidence. Okay, and you could build self confidence by wearing comfortable clothes to work out. Okay, work out by yourself. Okay, don't worry about what people think. Okay, another way to avoid this I do not believe I will reach my SMART goal barrier, okay, is by complimenting yourself every day. Okay, start giving yourself a self positive talk. Okay, praise yourself and take it seriously as well. Okay, speak up. Okay, for example, if you need help, all right, then you have me, you have your family, you have your friends that can help you achieve this goal. All right, how can you avoid this barrier? All right, let's move on. This is another barrier. Okay, I do not have time. Now, let's say you set a goal, okay, and you wanted to achieve your goal by going to the gym or going to the park and running around the park 3 days a week for 30 minutes. But then life gets in the way, right? Which means that you go home, right? And you are already really stressed because you still have to do homework, you have to do chores at home, you have to go to church, okay? You have to, go to your parents' job or whatever the case is, okay? You do not have time. That's a barrier, okay? So, how can you avoid this barrier? Okay, well, make a schedule for yourself, okay? And on your schedule, start putting in on what times you're going to do your workout so you can achieve your goal. Okay? Now, of course, we are on our parents' schedule or our family schedule. and you don't have any control for that. But if you make a schedule for yourself, then you're already telling your parents that you have that time set aside for yourself so you can meet the goal. Commit to sticking with your schedule. Okay, now one thing is for you to make the schedule, another thing is for you to commit. Okay, stick with the schedule so that way you keep a consistent routine. Prioritize the most important parts of your schedule. Okay, now make a schedule for everything that you do. Okay, from Monday all the way to Sunday. Okay, and then start picking on the ones that are important in your life. Okay, so that way you're able to meet your goal. Okay, but then you're going to have to sacrifice something that is not really important. Okay, so for example, if you set like 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 minutes of just cell phone time where you're on your TikTok or you're on Instagram, okay, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of that in order for you to meet your goal. Okay, because now you are going to start picking the ones that are really important to you, but you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of the things that are not really important. Okay, but then again, don't forget to have fun, right? Add in some things there that you can have fun. If making a TikTok or going on Instagram or on social media on your cell phone for maybe 30 to 60 minutes a day is fun for you, then go for it. Okay, don't make goals that or don't set a schedule where is everything has to do with work, 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 work. Okay, just make it fun. So how can you avoid this barrier where it says I do not have time? How can you avoid this barrier? Okay, this is barrier number three. This is another barrier. And it says, I don't see myself accomplishing my SMART goal. Okay, this is very similar to number one. Okay, you set a SMART goal, but you still are saying, I don't see myself accomplishing my SMART goal. How can you avoid this barrier? Set a realistic SMART goal. Okay, set it where you feel that is real and achievable to you. Okay, change your time bound goal after change your time bound goal. Okay, now for example, if you feel that you're not going to accomplish the goal by your deadline, okay, then change it by maybe to extend it to a week or two, so that way you feel that you accomplished something. Okay, because remember, life gets in the way. There's a lot of things that you cannot control. Okay, and that one of them is time. And then also visualize yourself meeting the goal. Okay, that means that if you close your eyes and if you picture yourself reaching that goal, okay, then that means that you can avoid that goal. Excuse me, you can avoid that barrier. So that way you focus much more. Okay. How can you avoid this barrier? The one that says, I don't see myself accomplishing my SMART goal. Okay. How can you avoid that barrier? Okay. Another barrier to goal setting might be that I'm afraid I'm going to fail. Okay, or I'm afraid that I'm not going to meet my goal. Okay, so how can you avoid this barrier? Okay, well, first of all, you have to know that plans are going to change. Okay, you have to learn how to adapt to unexpected change. Okay, now that is something that you're gonna learn in life. Okay, how to adapt to unexpected change. Like I said before, there's gonna be things that you cannot control. Okay, but then you're gonna have to deal with them. All right, and keep moving on with the goal in mind. Okay, what about have a plan B or C or D and so on. Okay, so if you know that you're not going to meet the goal, okay, then stick with plan A. Okay, and then also make a plan B just in case plan A doesn't work, or make a plan C if plan A or plan B doesn't work, and or make a plan D if plan A, plan B, and plan C doesn't work. Okay, I hope they're seeing a pattern here. But go to A, B, C, and D. Okay, don't go all the way to plan Z or more. Okay, just go ahead and come up with 3 or 4 plans just in case the first 3 do not work. And then if you're getting to plan D, then start making a plan E, F, and G, and so forth. Okay, and then also I want you to keep this in mind that failure means that you did not try. Okay, failure means that you did not even try at all. Okay, so if you feel like you failed at something, okay, then ask yourself, did you even try? Because if you did try, that means that it's not failure. So how can you avoid this barrier? This is another barrier. I am not sure I can achieve this goal. Okay, how to avoid this barrier? Set a realistic goal for yourself. Set a goal that you think you can achieve. Okay, and then learn from other barriers that you face so you can avoid them next time. How can you avoid this barrier called I'm not sure I can achieve this goal? Another barrier is I leave everything until the last minute. Okay? Now, as human beings, okay, there are we can be very, very detailed by doing things on time, okay? Or we can procrastinate, which means you can leave everything until the last minute. Okay, if you are that type of person that leaves everything until the last minute, okay, then this is a way that you can avoid this barrier. Create a schedule and important things and make sure that you do fun things. Okay. Now create a schedule and again, like I said before, prioritize the things that are important on your schedule. Okay. And once you start knocking those out, okay, then start focusing on the ones that are fun to you. So that way you feel like you accomplished something. Okay. Expect unexpected changes and plans in your life. That's another way to avoid this barrier that says I leave everything until the last minute. Okay. So start thinking about, okay, well, there might be some plans that might change. If you have it in mind right here, you're going to know how to deal with them. Don't make excuses. Own up to your mistakes. Okay. Don't say, oh, well, because I was working on this and I was doing this and I was doing this. Okay. Don't make excuses. Just own up to your mistakes. Okay. And then you can change your goal. Not a big deal. How can you avoid this goal? Excuse me. How can you avoid this barrier? How can you avoid this barrier? Okay. Almost done. It's 8 barriers and we're number 7. This barrier is called I'm too lazy. Okay. How can you avoid this barrier? Get up and just get moving. Okay. Now, when you get up and get moving, okay, that means that your body is now getting ready, okay, to practice whatever you're going to practice in order for you to meet your SMART goal. Okay. Exercise more. Everyone thinks that exercising gets you tired. It doesn't get you tired. Exercise gives you that energy. Now, if you enjoy exercising, okay, then your body's not going to feel tired. If you see exercise as a chore where you feel it's work, then you will feel tired. Okay. You also have to find the benefits of exercise. If you are exercising because you want to be fit, you want to get stronger, you want to lose weight, okay, then you are going to feel that exercise is not a chore and it's not work. It's you just doing it because it's fun to you. Okay, and make sure you participate in fun physical activities. Okay, now this is another way to avoid the barrier that says I'm too lazy. Okay, if you enjoy playing soccer but not working out, then go for it. Okay, if you love going hiking with your family and but you don't like doing the workout videos, that's okay. Right? Hiking is also a physical activity. That's gonna get rid of your laziness. And look for programs and activities that are suitable to you. Okay? Now, there are YMCAs, there's a Boys and Girls Clubs, there are gyms, there are parks, there are different sports programs around the community. Okay, look for them and then find something that you're going to enjoy. Okay, because those activities that you do that are very productive to you are going to help you meet your SMART goal, and that's how you avoid being lazy. Okay, so how can you avoid this barrier? And the last one, I don't have support from anyone. If you feel like you don't have any support, okay, from anyone in order for you to meet this goal, all right, then start looking into people that are important to you in your life. Okay. Now you have me. I'm your PE teacher. right? I can support you. Okay? Now, how do you want me to support you? Do you okay? Does encouraging and motivating work for you? Okay. Does maybe giving you a parameter to take home to encourage yourself to push yourself a little bit more at home? Will that work for you? Okay. All right. Now, sometimes we feel like we don't want to tell our friends or family that you are meeting SMART goals. So, would you like to tell your family members your SMART goal? Do you think they will support you or give you more work to do that will create more barriers for you? Okay. Now, sometimes it's important that to tell your family members and friends that you are setting a SMART goal. So that way they give you that space to yourself to practice so you can meet the SMART goal. Okay. Now you're going to work on pages 10 and 11. Okay. This is what you're going to do on pages 10 and 11 on your packet. You're going to choose two barriers that you may encounter when meeting your SMART goals. That's question number one. Choose two barriers that you may encounter when meeting your SMART goals. Okay. Now it says check all that apply. Just check on two. Okay. Then question number two. Choose one barrier from above and how can you avoid this barrier? Okay. And you're gonna give me two or three sentences. So tell me at least two or three ways that you can avoid this barrier. So let's say, for example, you put the one that says, I do not have time, okay, as one of your barriers. Okay. So how can you avoid that barrier? Okay. And then on page 11, okay, we have question number three. Choose the other barrier from above and how can you avoid this barrier? So now you're going to choose the other barrier because remember, you checked off on two from question number one. Okay. So you're going to do the same thing. How can you avoid that barrier? And then make sure that you tell me two or three ways that you can avoid that barrier. Question number four. What is another barrier that is not listed from the eight barriers that I told you? It's not seven, by the way. That's a mistake. That you might encounter when meeting your SMART goals. So you're going to come up with your own personal barrier. Okay. Don't do any of the eight that you just learned in this lesson. Okay. And then question number five, you're gonna say, how can you avoid that personal barrier from happening? Okay, and then you're gonna come up with two or three personal barriers. Excuse me, and then how can you avoid them? And that's how you do pages 10 and 11. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Coach Fierros. All right, that will be all. This is pages 10 and 11 of your SMART Goal packet. Once you complete this, that means that you're on the right track. Have fun coming up with your barriers and how you can avoid them.